Hey, what is up, everybody? How's it going? Oh, this is hot. Almost as hot as me. Um, super sorry that, hold on, give me a second. I need to get everything set up. Super sorry that I wasn't, ready to stream when I initially said that I would be. Well, you have to bear with me for a second here. Let me see if I can get this straightened out. Let's see here. Here, hold on. I'm gonna. A second here. Kind of switch the music up. I have some things I gotta do. Let me see. I don't know. This is a music video. This is dumb. Some stuff I gotta do. I gotta go get stuff set up. Hold on. Give me a second here. But I want to apologize. Hold on, I'm gonna take my headset off. Hopefully you guys can hear me as I talk here and explain things, if vaguely. Okay. You guys can kind of hear me, not really. Apologies for not popping on stream as I initially scheduled. Something came up. Not something I want to talk about on stream. I do think, I don't know, family drama, and I don't really want to put family drama in like the crosshairs of the stream, because that's not what the stream's about. The stream's mostly about being chill and whatnot. It's just dumb. And I admit there's probably even more things that I've said on the stream that I should have. So I think in the future I'm probably just gonna refrain from bringing those things up with like the whole D&D thing. I don't think I said anything wrong. It's just like, I don't know, a lot of things I just didn't need to say. But anyways, we get away from all that, get away from all the drama and everything that's happening, and let's play some Minecraft. Now, I'm hoping that some people are going to be up on the server. I don't know if anyone is. I told everyone that'd be up there at midnight. But, yeah, it is not midnight currently. I think it's fair to say. It's been forever since I've done a straight-up Minecraft stream. So I'm looking forward to this. Also, I need to rename the stream. I've been noticing I have a bad habit of, let's see. Carr 3 Legacy Realm. I don't know what number this is, but I have a bad habit for like the past few streams that have been just like IRL streams or just like chill React Andy streams. I've literally just been keeping the number the same, so I need to go through all of my streams and renumber them like in the titles, because for whatever reason I've just like haven't been numbering them properly. I need to tell everyone in the Discord that I'm ready. Unmute my TTS. By the way, for everybody who's watching, I really appreciate you, every single one of you guys. Especially if you're watching this stream. The stream is late. I have no idea. I'm definitely gonna be more energetic than most streams. So there's gonna be that. Let's see. No, I'm late, but I'm on now. Just throwing that up in the Discord for the Carr 3 server, and I'm putting the vocals up on the Carr 3 server too. So if any of them happen to be on, then they can just pop in and yeah, be part of the stream as they should be. Also, I'll throw this out in the streams chat. Let's see, I know that I'm late, but I'm friendly live. copy the video URL. Let's see. All right. Let's go. I'm ready to do this. Finally, it's been way too long since I've done a Minecraft stream. High key. Let's go. By the way, the drink of the day is hot. I guess you can't really see it, but it's hot chocolate. I've gotten this nice mug here. Which I don't know what mug this is. This is a Contigo mug, Contigo mug, which really narrows it down. It's really nice. Actually, I think it's actually the same brand of. It's the same. Is it the same brand as this? No, this is Ozark Trail. Different brand. But I've had other water bottles that are the same brand. It's a solid brand, very popular, very widely used. But one thing that's crazy about this is, and it kind of sucks about it, honestly, is that you don't feel like how hot the liquid is inside, because like the outside is totally cool, no matter what the temperature is on the inside. So, I mean, even with this, like this thing is like, I don't know if you guys can hear it, but it's chock full of ice, and the outside is like not freezing, but it's a little cool. But this thing, like, it's so neutral, you can't tell. And so that's why earlier in the beginning of the stream, I was, like, really, really surprised. Because I was like, what in the world is happening? Well, hopefully somebody pops up on the server. If not, it's whatever. At least I get to play still. Chat with you guys. Also, I was digging up. I was watching some of my old streams today, because I realized that like one of my biggest problems with not getting around to doing the clips is that first I need to actually index all of my streams as far as like where the clips need to be, do those, and like write down like the timestamps, and then go through all the streams and just like make all the clips I need to. There was this crazy moment. I said like this out-of-pocket joke. It was so weird. I don't know. Part of me thinks I just like shouldn't have made it, because it almost feels sacrilegious, because it was about Jesus. But I don't know. It was funny though, so I posted it. But if people have too much of an issue with it, I'll apologize for it. Hello everyone, and I want to welcome you guys to the NB stream here, the NB broadcast. Hello everyone, you beautiful, wonderful, lovely boys and girls. I just want you to sit here and enjoy some time with me. Ladies and gentlemen. People who think you aren't either, but are definitely one or either, or both. I don't know, not both, but one or either. I don't know. That was a really that was a bad impersonation. I think there are definitely streamers like that. You say stuff like that. I was just making fun of them. I admit that it was probably more than a little bit tasteless, but it was funny. So. I hope I'm going in the right direction. I have no idea which direction I'm going in. I forgot that I had this much redstone ore. Deep slate redstone ore? Bro, I wonder what that means. Like, how is it different than normal redstone ore? I know I did make a meme out of, like, being like apologetic for things that I've said, but I definitely no, seriously, if there are things that I've said like on stream that were over the line as far as like putting family stuff out in the public, which I'm pretty sure that I may have done before. I am definitely going in the wrong direction. But also, yeah, I am sorry. That's not. I try to keep things as vague as possible. I don't think there's anything that I said that was wrong, but it's just subjects that I don't know should be aired out publicly. So that's 100% on me. That's my bad. And I need to work to do better. It sucks. Like I want to do a video about Dungeons and Dragons. I have a whole video. Well, I mean not a video, but I have enough. I guess you could call it a script where I could do a video about Dungeons and Dragons if I wanted to, because I've been doing lots of research, and that research isn't finished yet, but it will be finished soon, and it'll have my official conclusion. And I think putting it in video form will make it be more easily presentable, and probably put to bed a lot of the claims that people have brought against the game for it. But it's connected to family stuff, so I don't know. I don't know. There are things that I can do that are fine, but if there's you know, if it's possible that's crossing the line, I'd rather err in not crossing the line. I feel like that's a good policy to have. Because, you know, respect is it's not a one-way street, you know, and not everyone gets that, but I do. Oops, I didn't mean to do that. But it goes both ways. It goes both ways. I need to. Well, since I'm speaking on things, and in some cases, that you know. Nobody asked me to like go on YouTube and talk about these things and talk about their opinions on these certain things. Now, granted, you know, if you'd be embarrassed for people to know your position on one or two things, I think that's not a me problem personally. And again, I'm not saying that that's the case because I don't know that that's the case at all. I'm saying it's possible, and that's one major reason why I'm going to try and shy away from things that there's family controversy over. It's just messy, unnecessary, and ultimately not wholesome. You know, the Bible talks about not letting any unwholesome words come out of your mouth. That's a big motivation for me. Talking less about family stuff on here. So again, for previous content, I apologize. I said I made it right or wrong, and I said what I said, and maybe I shouldn't have. Dude, do I have my first YouTube apology? Complete with the music. But no, it was actually sincere, like 100%. Oh my goodness, this lag is horrendous. So what I need to do is I need to go and smelt some of this stuff. Goodness, this lag is awful. I will say in the future, for these streams, I do want to get back to doing a stream once a night, every weekday. I want to eventually get to a point where instead of doing like a midnight to 2 or 1 to 3, and this is not going to be my typical 1 hour stream just because it's so late. Honestly, I am a little bit tired. Although other things have been amped up enough to where this is not going to be a dead stream. But you know, in the future, I definitely want to get to a place where I still do 2 hour streams, but I start at like 10 instead of starting at like whatever time it is now. You know, 1:11. Instead of starting at 1:11, I should be starting at 10. Because I mean, honestly, I probably would still be staying up late, like whatever time it would be. But you know, it frees me up to do other things that I don't have time for if I stream. And like there are times I'm just not in the mood to do anything and just like go to bed. And honestly, streaming is one of those things for me where it's like, you know, I don't feel like doing such and such because I've already expended a lot of energy streaming. So I just like go to bed, don't watch anything. But if I start streaming at 10, that'll happen less often. That's what I'm saying. So what's the difference between deep slate redstone ore and redstone ore? I'm really curious about that. Why do I have just like 7 lonely coal blocks in here? Oh, yo, wait, you know what? I should sleep. Let's go. I don't know why I said let's go. I literally just slept. That's all I did. Literally. Like literally. Oh, there's some berries out there. I need to go get those berries. Also, I will say I'm looking forward to doing another React stream. Those React streams are fun, and you know, I know the I'm way behind in my clips. I'm like at stream number 5, and that's just the indexing part. And I have like at least 26 or 27 different Minecraft streams that I need to go through, and that doesn't count my non-newbie live, like my React Andy streams, and like opinions and breakdowns and all that stuff. Does not include any of that. So I plan on you know getting through everything, but I have looked at some feedback, and people seem to like my political stuff. So I plan on doing some more of that. But you know, I'm only going to talk about politics. I will say this. You know, and this is like the kind of the point of the whole stream. This is why my streaming, I've been able to continue this longer than I have, you know, most projects and hobbies. A lot of things I drop quicker than I've dropped streaming. And streaming is something that I've done off and on. I've talked about this on the stream before. Streaming is something I've done off and on for years. This is at least my 3rd year of streaming, period. Probably maybe like my 2nd year of streaming on YouTube. But this is the first year that I actually really went and took my streaming and did more with it. Like, I made so much content, I had to build a channel for it. You know, I started making enough content to where it made sense for me to clip it. I'm actually working to make my streams better. But the reason I'm doing all of this is because, and I think I talked about this in a recent video actually, that I posted on my vlogs channel, is this is something that I like doing. A lot of things that require a lot of work, you know, even making fan trailers, which I still enjoy doing, and I do from time to time. It's very easy to be burned out, even if you're doing something that you love. Somehow, streaming is different. I don't know how. I don't know what it is. But I don't get burned out doing it. You could ask me to make like a vlog a day. Maybe I could do it for a week. I tried that. I tried doing something similar to that once, and I ended up kind of getting burned out with that too. But I think a big thing is like editing. I don't do much editing, even in my clips. The most editing I did was in the short that I posted on YouTube today. So I don't know. Maybe I'm just lazy. But it's great, you know. This is, you know, I've been on the YouTube journey, I suppose you would say, for at least 4 or 5 years. And I finally found a way to consistently make content in a way that's not just ripping people and just stealing other people's content, which I do time to time on my what used to be my main account, on, like, if I'm being honest. But, you know, I post clips you can't find anywhere else. Like, it's like a social media trailers for Mr. Robot and Succession. It's a clip of Johnny Manziel, not Johnny Manziel, Colin Cowherd talking about Johnny Manziel and blasting Dan Patrick. That wasn't on YouTube. It was literally only on this one website. I found a way to download it and post it on YouTube. But by and large, you know, because making original content, this is it, man. But there's longevity in streaming. I think that there are top streamers out there. I don't know this for sure. But I think there are top streamers out there now who started streaming. Like, look at this. Okay, Jake Paul, right? And there's that disappearing boat glitch again. So dumb. But I kind of like this new menu, but I don't know. It almost feels like they changed unnecessarily. But what do you guys think of my skin, by the way? I like it. But you know, look at Jake Paul and Logan Paul. Both of them at one point were doing vlogs once a day. I'm talking, you know, like, you know, coming up with the idea for like an episode of the vlog, which involves crazy stuff, and recording it, and editing it. And this is coordinated with other people. You know, this is not just him making content by himself, which would be easy enough. Well, it wouldn't even be easy. It would still be difficult. Excuse me. But I think you guys know what I mean. I think there are people who started streaming before him. Like, both Jake and Logan, for all intents and purposes, they're the same people. Because Jake is trying his best to be Logan. Whether or not he wants to admit it, it's true. My bad. Shoot, what was it? Oh yeah, with Jake and Logan. Like, they were making vlogs once a day, doing all this crazy stuff. I'm pretty sure that there are streamers who started streaming before them. Every single day for several hours a day. At least 2 or 3 hours a day, if not more. 4 or 5, I think, is the average for top streamers, right? And they're still streaming. They're still standing. I don't know them by name, but I'm sure they exist. I think it's just because it's like, I don't know. Maybe in some ways it's like being a talk radio host versus like writing speeches. I need arrows. I think I'll buy them from you. I have money in Minecraft. But all that to say, it's nice that I finally found a way to consistently make okay content. I think some of my content's good, guys. It's fine. What are you gonna do with all this bread? Should I give it to the villagers? One thing is, if I give this bread to all these villagers, they are going to repopulate like rabbits. We've already got a kid here. But hey, what the heck? I should give it a shot. I already have plenty of houses here. I'm making more. And I haven't seen any mobs here in a while. Now, granted, I haven't been spending tons of time here at night. I don't know where all these mobs are, or all the villagers are. They gotta be around here somewhere. Where are those villagers? Because I'm pretty sure there are more villagers in this. Did they die? Because I don't think villagers die, or at least not usually. Or maybe I just didn't put many villagers here, which would make sense. Oh, granted, I have a good amount of housing for a good amount of villagers, so I think on that, as far as that goes, I'm set. I'm good. I'm good. Which reminds me, you guys remember that that Gucci bucket hat song? Yo, it resurfaced on Instagram. Like, some rap account that I follow was like talking about Future and how good he is. And by the way, Future is like an incredible artist. But they put Gucci bucket hat in there as like one of his great songs. If Gucci bucket hat is like a great song, then like Dylan Locke's like B-word lasagna remix should be like highly regarded in pop culture. It's not. Dude, this view. I love this. Like, okay, you can make great stuff. I know I'm totally ruining the mood of the sunset. It is freaking gorgeous. Like, look at this. Like, okay. Sorry, I'll wait till the sun goes down. I really love how all of those. I have so many torches. It honestly looks like. Like almost like stars on grass. Or like, I don't know, what's his name? Like Jacob, whoever that dude is, who had like all the God told him to get all those jars and whatever, and then light up some torches and break all the clay jars, and everybody thought it was like a whole army. I think God was the one who did that though. If I remember correctly, like he was like, "Yo, I'm go inside these people's." What sound is that? Oh, I think it's on some of the ground slime or something. But God was all like, "Yo, made these people think it was an army." So I think that was all God. But honestly, reading the story, it's both miraculous and like pretty hilarious because the people that the Israelites were going up after at the time, they were. I mean, they were some pretty nasty dudes. Like, they were the kind of homies that like you don't want to mess with. And I think that's in part why the Israelites had turned to God at that point, because it's the Old Testament Israel, and honestly, I think it's echoed in a lot of our lives too, where it's like we don't really turn to God until we need Him. And that's what a lot of the Israelites in the Old Testament did too. They only really turned to God when they really needed help. And then they did like a dance festival, like when God like finally delivered them out of whatever predicament that they kind of put themselves into. Um, but yeah, these homies were like kind of powerful, conquering a lot of stuff and conquering the Israelites too. We're about to conquer the Israelites too. But then, you know, God was like, yo, surround them, light torches, shout, and break clay jars. And they did. And God made them think that it was a an army. That's weird. So the glitch only happens if I'm in third person. That's crazy. That's crazy. It's a good story. But the Bible's full of like super dope stories. Like honestly, the Bible's like a pretty dope book that like people should definitely read more often. But it's also just like I think at its core, it's just because like God is just so great, and look, God is awesome, and He orchestrated the whole Bible. So just like the fact that He like pretty much wrote the whole thing. That's what like if you ever hear us Christians say that like the Bible is the inspired word of God or whatever, like that's what we mean. We mean is God basically orchestrated everything in the Bible to be, you know, written appropriately and to give us everything that we need. I think that's part of it. Like it'd be one thing if like God was super dope, but the Bible wasn't like inspired, and so you know you just have like these randos writing about God, which is technically what you have, but it's not just the randos talking because it's God speaking through the randos. The entirety of the Old Testament is God speaking through randos. Especially randos that like nobody believes in. People that like society and their families and everyone kind of looked down on. God chooses to show favor to them and speak through them. Now, they all have their own sin issues, which you know we all have, but yeah, it's very dope. He doesn't. God's not like, yo, I'm just gonna pick like whoever like everybody likes most. Oh shoot, I didn't mean to do that. I did not mean to do that. Because there was that whole time with what's his name? It was David and somebody else, but like David and all his siblings were all lined up in front of who was like Samuel, because Samuel had to go and anoint the king with oil or whatever. And David's dad was like, yo, just pick the guy who's like the sexiest. And Samuel was like, no, because, you know, God looks on the heart, so I'm gonna pick the guy who, you know, I want to use. And so he ended up picking David. Also, the monitoring TV over here is way too loud. Hearing all the feedback in the background noise. How do I get out of here? This whole thing's terrible. Well, not terrible, but really, it's an exaggeration. There we go. I know I had a hose somewhere. Everybody in Carthy is jealous. I will say this, okay? All jokes aside, all tasteless jokes aside, um, you know, there are people, and I am not going to put names out there because, you know, again, I'm not just gonna throw out random personal junk out in the public. But there are people. I'm gonna keep this general. All right, I'm gonna kind of put this in a way that it can apply to people who don't go to my college, because it's kind of specific to my college and when this happened. But I'm sure this happens in every college, every university, right? Because every college, every university has awkward people, or you know, a certain dorm that's known for having awkward people, right? You know, in the area of my college where there happens to be a lot of awkward people, I know quite a few of them, and many of them are like, oh, you know, bro, like, you know, you've got a girlfriend before, like, ooh, like, tell me your ways. Like, I think there are a few issues with, I think, how I'm approached with all this stuff, and it's I don't like it. Okay, a couple of big things about it. First of all, and maybe this is pressure from parents or whatever, and society, I think at large too, because society tells you things that normal people just won't say, and they definitely wouldn't say if, you know, you just asked them to, you know, say what they thought. They just wouldn't say these things. There's just a lot of pressure at Christian colleges, especially. You know, it's basically a Bible college, it's a Christian college, but other colleges too, that you have to date or whatever. And if you don't date, you're a failure. That you know, as NF would say, I think this whole conversation is stupid. Never came to impress people that don't even know me. I just ride with I fails and somehow started a movement, blah, 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 whatever. But the point remains that, look, there's no virtue in getting in a relationship just to get in a relationship. In fact, I would say it's a vice. That's bad because you're just using someone. And boys, girls, using people is bad. Okay, I think that should be said. Not enough people know that. But you know, people romanticize being in a relationship. I'll put it this way. Not going to air anything out here. People romanticize being in a relationship. And being in a relationship, in some cases, depending on the person that you're with, might be worse than being single. You know, I've heard it said, you know, on at least on like Instagram or whatever, that people are like, that people in relationships are like, oh, it's better, being single is better. That's probably because they're in a bad relationship and they're afraid to say so. Because people may try to put on appearances and, you know, try to deceive people about how things are going, but if you pay attention, you'll be able to at least notice some inklings of what's going on behind the scenes, and that's definitely a warning sign, a red flag. You know, if somebody in a relationship is telling you that it's better to be single, now I will say, as a single person who's formerly been in a relationship, it can most certainly be better to be single. Definitely don't go into a relationship just to go into a relationship, because that is, I know they're synonyms, but it is both dumb and stupid. for the sake of your own soul, do not get into a relationship just to get into a relationship. So yeah, that's one end, right? Where people are just like, oh, I wish I could be in a relationship. You're so great for having been in a relationship. No, I'm not, dude. No, I'm not. The people that I've been with weren't even the one. So, you know, what I hear you saying, oh, look at how great you are for having been in a relationship. Well, I mean, nobody's out here saying, oh, look how great you are for like having to like deal with all these breakups. Anybody saying that? But you know, a lot of these dudes just like they're way too thirsty, dude. Like to a certain extent, you know, to a certain extent, being in a relationship like wouldn't even be a good thing for you. And the relationship probably wouldn't even be good. Like, there are a lot of people, and I'm about to burst some people's bubbles with this. Russo should make a video about this. He'd be better at this than me. I feel like this is a video that Russo would make. But he should totally make this. But there are people who they, you know, they have harbored in their heart a lust of being in a relationship. You know, they look around at people and are like, oh, you know, that person's like in a relationship. I wish I could be like them. I should have a girlfriend. Blah blah blah. Nah, dude. You're like, you know, from a Christian sense, God does not owe you a girlfriend. That's not, you know, in the life instruction manual that is the Bible. Nowhere does it say that. You know, maybe you might hear some pastors saying that, but if they say that, they're whack and they need to be fired. That's literally prosperity gospel, and prosperity gospel is not biblical. Now, God may bless you in being godly by having, you know, a girlfriend or whatever, but if you are more godly, if you like, you know, pursue being godly and God still doesn't give you, you know, a significant other, you can't be like, God, what's wrong with you? Because God has a plan, he's working everything out. So, you know, he's not going to withhold anything that is good for you from you. It's another thing to keep in mind. Now, that doesn't mean you should be complacent. No, everyone needs to be working on themselves and you know, working on self-improvement. Because, in all honesty, good reasons why a lot of brothers are single is when there is a reasonable possibility that they could not be. It's just that, you know, they need to work on themselves. There are things they need to do. Either they have character flaws that are so severe and obvious that it's repelling people away from them, which could be a possibility for some people, or they have their own issues that they need to work out that's keeping them from putting themselves out there to the extent that they could, and that could be either you know, just situationally or emotionally. A lot of different things can be at play. Or at least that's my opinion. That's been my experience. A lot of everyone who's asked me like, oh, how do I go for whatever? They're focused on something that should not be the priority. You know, work on yourself. You know, build up your character, because you know, Dr. White, who's the president of the university, says that you need to focus on being the right person before you focus on finding the right person. And I will say, from personal experience, The inverse is also true. If you do not focus on being the right person, the wrong person will find you. You'll begin to attract people who are not good for you. Probably end up getting with one of them, and the end result will not be pretty. Random advice from a stupid 21-year-old on dating. I don't know, man. I just like talking about random things on stream. But you guys already know this. Like if you've been watching my content for any amount of time, you guys know this already. So does that fence do a good job of keeping the zombies away? Like that fence of cranberry bushes? They're not dead yet. There we go. Nice. So I guess it's fairly effective then. You know, like they die. I think when they get hit by the bushes, they're afraid to move forward. And that just kind of keeps them in the same position where every time they move, they'll get hurt. And then they just like won't move because they're scared to move. Yeah, I'm looking forward to when I can do a stream, like a React stream, and I can respond to the whole situation of Hazanabi, who, by the way, is one of my inspirations. I have a handful of inspirations when it comes to the content that I make. You know, I like Tim Pool's stuff. I don't know if his content is the direction I want to go with my streams, but I do like his stuff. And yo, my favorite all-time setup. Dude, you're supposed to be dead. My favorite all-time setup of like a stream visually is Ruslan's setup. If you ever watch Ruslan KD, man, his setting is immaculate. I know that it's popular for a lot of streamers to have microphones on screen. All the big streamers have them. But I really like how Ruslan pulled off having, you know, no obviously visible sound equipment. No big mic. No, you know, obtrusive headsets. He took a lot more of a TV approach as far as what he decided to include in his gear, which I think is cool and unique, and yeah, more people should do, honestly. It just makes it look cooler, chiller. You know, he doesn't even use a lav mic, which a lot of people use, right? When they're trying to look like more, you know, like Hollywood or however people would say. Like when they're trying to make themselves look more professional and kind of do themselves up a little bit. They use lav mics. He does it. He uses a shotgun mic. I don't know how my stream's not going to be able to replicate that. I have some equipment that I want to get. I just don't have the money for, you know, to do that. So, you know, that's an issue. So I'm definitely going to wait. I'm not going to blow money on, you know, I don't stream to make money, and I don't make money off my streams. So it doesn't make sense for me to spend a lot of money on what is, you know, a dumb hobby. You know, it's something I like doing. Not making me any money. It's not gonna be worth it to me in the end to spend a lot of money building up my stream until it can be proven that my content's good enough to um, actually do something. Like Hasanabi, right? He is a, you know, I think that he is a successful streamer, and I don't think he started off with a bunch of crazy tech. He's like, I think, for all I know, at least from how he presents himself and how he appears to be on camera, he just has like some microphone, some camera. His background isn't fancy at all. It's just like his room. He has a shelf of things. That's Hasanabi's setup. Now, granted, that's not my end goal for my streams. If I ever get married, I have no idea. You know, it's my wife. I know that there are married streamers. I know. You know, there's Tipster. I think he's like the married streamer that I watch the most. Even though I don't watch him very much. Like, you know, it's possible that like I could stream while being married. That is be very interesting. I feel like, yo, and when the kids start coming along, if I'm blessed enough to be able to have children, like, I think the streams will have to go on a pause for a bit. I think Ruslan did this. He's married too. I forgot about that. But yeah, no, I have no idea what exactly what my background will look like. But I do want to model Ruslan. Oh, ouch. I do want to model Ruslan as far as how I make my streams look. Ruslan's honestly, if we're taking a look back in 2021, Ruslan is probably the single most underrated streamer. Both in terms of growth and production quality. He's the most creative streamer I know of. He is doing things that nobody's thinking about. You know, nobody's out here streaming with a shotgun mic and television monitor earbuds. No one. He's the only guy in the game doing that. And I think part of the allure is that he's the only one doing that. It's so cool because it works perfectly for him. It's just unique and special. You know, people, when it comes to streaming, I think a lot of people focus too much on, what does such and such streamer use? Like, what's like the cheap thing that everybody else is using? Like, to a certain extent, you need to look further out into the landscape and just see what people are doing. And, you know, there are things that some people are doing that you can incorporate into your own workflow. But not all of it. So that's something to take into account. Like, Russo has a bunch of neon lights in the background. Is that something I want to do? I don't know. Because I think it's not his goal, I know this. But it kind of brings an air of professionality and to a point where it's like unattainable. And I don't want to seem like someone who's like completely other. Because I'm literally just a dude. And I want my stream setup to portray that. Most of the streamers I watch too, you know, Ruslan portrays, I will say this, you know, Ruslan doesn't carry himself in an uppy way. He's not someone who's like, oh, look at me, I'm like a 30-something-year-old professional music recording artist, you know, successful in the Christian hip-hop game, CHH. You see me, I've been out here doing ministry. I'm the coolest person you know. All your kids look up to me because they listen to nothing but my music. I'm so cool that my kids listen to nothing but my music. And I let them listen to Drake. That's, that's not what he was not saying. Ruslan is at his core a humble guy. And he's humble to the point where I think that he's humbler than he's probably the most humble streamer that I watch. I think it's fair to say. But you know, the way that the other streamers portray themselves, you can look at it and at a glance and be like, hey, I can do whatever he's doing. You know, especially Hasanabi. No hate on Hasanabi. Hasanabi's good. But I think he's proof, and I was talking to some people about this, like I think some of my either siblings or friends or whatever. But it's like all you need to be able to stream is have a good personality, and your setup doesn't really matter all that much. Hasanabi is a wonderful example of that. He's such a cool guy. Well, I don't know. I think I will say I like him better as a streamer than as a person, but his personality carries, and your personality can carry. So that's why, to a certain extent, I don't stress over my streaming setup too much, because I just focus on making good content, and the format can come later. You know, as I have more money to put into more things. You know, if this ever earns money, I'll take that money and put it back into the stream. You guys think that my stream would be so much better if I had like a glow in the dark Xbox controller or something? Then sure, I'll give me money and I'll buy it or whatever. Like if you were to donate to make my stream better for whatever psychotic reason, fine. But I'm not gonna blow a bunch of money on a hobby. That's dumb. And I'd say other streamers of my size, don't spend tons of money because you don't know that you'll make it big. I want to make it big is a bad reason to stream. You should stream because you want to. Because look, if you're streaming because you want to be big, like, there's a huge chance that you never make it big. I've never made it big. And look at me, I'm streaming. I've been streaming for several months. I've been streaming off and on for years. I have a very small fan base, and I appreciate every single one of you guys who are watching now. But still, you know, if I was in this for fame and glory, I would have quit a long time ago. I think most of the people who set off to stream for success, never get the success that they're looking for, and the people who are streaming just for fun are the ones who make it big. Now, there are a lot of people who are streaming for fun that aren't making it big. That's me. And I don't think I'd be like if I said I didn't think I'll ever make it big. I think it's possible I could make it big, but I just don't think that's entirely likely. But yeah, if you're a streamer and you're just trying to make it big, just stop. You probably won't. Man, that was a crazy tangent, man. Talked about a lot of random things. A lot of interesting things to say there that I had no idea I would even talk about on stream. But yeah, I think we're gonna bring the stream to an end here, cause I could sit here and talk all day. All day I could talk. But at the end of the day, boys and girls, no matter what, despite how long I could talk, it is almost 2 o'clock. bars. I'm so dumb. The music. Who came up with this new Minecraft music? This music is awesome. I have to incorporate this like as a segment in my streams. Just where I say something so dumb and I pretend that it's profound. What? What in the world? But no, for real though. I can stream for a long time. I can stream for way longer than this, but I need to go to sleep. And so I'm sorry. I know it's sad. It's sad for me too. But at the end of the day, when it comes to making tough and difficult decisions, you gotta do what you gotta do. Looking at the clock right now, it just said 1:56. So that means this stream, I will have to nix. Minecraft thing says, we're working on it. I'm gonna skate to bed like I work at Sonic. Okay, I'm gonna stop. I gotta stop this. Okay, goodbye. Thanks everyone for watching. This whole thing is cringe, but thank you.